What if this discomfort you're feeling isn't a sign of dysfunction, but proof that you are changing? Stay tuned for why nothing is wrong. You are becoming, and why forcing clarity can actually block it. Welcome back to the Resilient MD, the podcast and YouTube channel where women physicians are supported through burnout, transition, and becoming without losing themselves in the process. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, certified life coach, allergist, and someone that is leaving the transition with you. Today's episode is about a message many women physicians and high achieving professionals need to hear during seasons of transition. Nothing is wrong. You are becoming. One of the most automatic thoughts high achieving women have when they feel uncomfortable is the following: something must be wrong with me. We are trained to interpret discomfort as a problem to fix, as evidence that we're off track of failing in some way. But in seasons of transformation, discomfort often means something very different. It can mean the identity that once fit you no longer does. Your values are quietly shifting. The way you defined success no longer feels true. Your inner world is reorganizing. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're between versions of yourself. And that space, the space between who you were and who you're becoming, is inherently uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong, but because it's unfamiliar. Uncertainty is one of the hardest experiences for anyone, but especially for physicians to tolerate. We are trained to assess, diagnose, decide, and act. We are rewarded for clarity, certainty, and speed. So when you enter a season where the next step isn't obvious, old answers no longer satisfy, questions feel louder than certainty, it can really feel destabilizing. But uncertainty is not always a sign that you are lost. Very often, it's a sign that something old has loosened and something new hasn't fully formed yet. That is not dysfunction, that is transition. Now, I'm not sure about other professions, but physicians are used to delayed gratification. We delay everything. I will have time to date after I graduate from college. I will marry after I finish medical school. I will have kids after residency. You get the gist of it. So it is the second nature for women physicians, especially, to tell themselves, once I figure things out, then I'll rest. But transformation doesn't work that way. Clarity rarely arrives when the system is exhausted. Insight doesn't emerge from pressure. Direction doesn't come from forcing answers. When we slow down, rest, or allow our minds to wander, the brain shifts into a different mode of functioning, known as the default mode network. This network becomes active when we are not focusing on tasks, deadlines, or problem solving. The default mode network plays a key role in creativity, meaning making, integrating past experiences, making novel connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. In other words, this is the part of the brain that helps us see things differently. When we live in constant urgency, which many physicians do for years, This network doesn't get much time to operate. There's no space for integration. Rest doesn't shut the brain down, it actually turns this part of the brain on. And clarity often comes after rest, not before it. After the nervous system softens, after urgency quiets, after space is created. That is why clarity so often shows up in the shower, on a walk, or during quiet moments. Not when we're sitting at a desk trying to force answers. It's like that aha moment, right? I'm sure you have had many of those. So if you've been resting and thinking, why don't I know what's next yet? Know this. Your brain may be doing exactly what it's designed to do, quietly connecting all the dots you can't consciously see yet. Rest is not avoidance, it's preparation. And allowing rest before clarity is one of the most radical acts of self trust you can practice. Hi there. By now, you may have noticed something familiar. That New Year's resolution you made with so much hope, the one about balance, boundaries, or finally taking care of yourself, it may already feel distant. And if part of you is thinking, here we go again, maybe this just is impossible for me, I want to gently stop you right there. Giving up on a resolution does not mean you should give up on yourself. And it certainly doesn't mean you should give up on your dreams. Especially not as a woman physician who has spent years showing up for everyone else. What often gets in the way isn't lack of discipline or motivation, it's the unseen barriers. The thoughts that keep you stuck in frustration or guilt, the patterns that drain your time and energy, the habits that once helped you survive but no longer help you thrive. The Resilient MD is a 6-week one-on-one coaching program designed for mid-career women physicians who feel frustrated, burnout, or trapped and want a better, more fulfilling life without blowing everything up. The work isn't about willpower, it's about awareness, clarity, and support. Together, we identify the barriers that are quietly holding you back, examine your current actions, and decide which ones are no longer serving you. Build believable bridge thoughts that create real emotional relief. Clarify what you actually want and what's been standing in the way. Remove internal obstacles so change feels possible, not overwhelming. If your resolution didn't stick, that's okay. This isn't failure, it's information. And it's an invitation to do things differently. You don't need to push harder. You don't need to start over perfectly. You can ease into your transformation with guidance and compassion. The Resilient MD is here to help you stop giving up on yourself and start building a life that feels aligned, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. Whenever you're ready, you can begin simply by signing up. I'll be waiting. The stage of becoming asks something very specific of you. Can you let a question remain open? Can you resist the urge to resolve uncertainty immediately? Can you tolerate not knowing without turning that into self-criticism? Questions like, who am I now? What's next for me? What does success look like going forward? These questions don't need rushed answers. They need space. Sometimes the most self-honoring thing you can say is, I don't know yet, and that is okay. because you are giving yourself the time to figure it out. And that is not avoidance, my friend. That is wisdom. In seasons like this, the way you speak to yourself matters more than any plan. Harsh self talk creates urgency. Urgency creates pressure, and pressure blocks clarity. Gentle self talk does the opposite. Phrases like, nothing is wrong, this is part of the process, I don't need to rush this. These aren't affirmations meant to convince you of something. They are signals of safety, and safety is what allows both the nervous system and the mind to soften enough for insight to emerge. If you're feeling uncertain, unsettled, or quietly questioning your path, let me remind you, nothing is wrong. You are not late, and you are definitely not failing. You are becoming. Transformation isn't an event, it is a process, and processes unfold in their own time. So, as you move through this butterfly year, let this be the sentence you return to when urgency shows up. I do not rush my transformation. Now, if you know someone that is feeling unsettled and trying to rush clarity, please share this episode with them. In the next episode, we'll dive into how being a physician can become such a totalizing identity and why that makes stepping back or redefining ourselves so challenging. Curious? Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. But before you go, don't forget to grab that amazing guide that goes along with the time management series. Who doesn't need more time in their hands to enjoy life, right? You can get it at the link in the description or by visiting annamcdowell.com/guide. If this episode helped you in any way, I'd be so grateful if you'd take a few moments to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite platform and give this video a like on YouTube. It is a small gesture that makes a huge difference. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing questions to exist without answers. And thank you for honoring who you're becoming. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, a resilient MD just like you. I'll see you next week.